Polish vlogger shares truth about India after 6 week solo trip. People openly through. Traveling to India can be a life-changing experience, but for solo travelers, especially foreigners, it can also feel overwhelming. Polish travel vlogger Wiktoria, who spent nearly 6 weeks exploring India on her own, recently shared an honest and heartfelt reflection on her journey, something she described as the truth of India. In her post, Wiktoria shared a series of slides talking about both the beauty and the challenges she faced. Serious trash problem. Wiktoria pointed out the widespread issue of littering, saying she often saw people openly throwing garbage onto the streets. What surprised her even more was that some individuals defended this behavior in the comments on her post, highlighting how deeply rooted the problem is. Your budget is your experience. Money can buy you comfort and distance from the side of India many tourists don't want to see. If you can afford it, you can stay away from some of the tougher parts of travel here. The best transport system. Praising India's public transport, she wrote, "You can easily buy a bus ticket one day in advance to travel from one city to another with multiple options daily, easy to book online, comfy sleeper buses. Rich in culture from architecture to vibes. She felt like discovering something new every time. You're just a walking wall. Every time you step outside, people stop you, even when you clearly say no. They just don't let you go. It gets exhausting and you can't enjoy being outside," she pointed out. You have to be extra careful as a solo traveler, especially a woman. Wiktoria said it is important to always be alert and trust your gut. The best yoga. Wiktoria appreciated yoga in India, saying, "You can explore and experience all its various forms. Incredible nature from mountains to beaches to deserts." She was amazed by the changing landscapes across the country. Lots of animals everywhere. Wiktoria observed that cows, monkeys, and dogs are an everyday sight in India, often seen roaming freely through city streets and villages alike. Animals are part of everyday life in India, she noted. However, she also expressed concern, adding, "Sadly, many of them aren't taken care of. Different prices for foreigners. This was something she struggled with. Sometimes it's even 10x more, I couldn't afford some of them," she wrote, pointing out how some places charge tourists much more than locals. In her final slide, she said, "India is amazing, but it's one of the toughest countries I've ever traveled. I spent 6 weeks here." Nana post shared by Wiktoria Travel Backpacking. Wiktoria Wandersnan. In the caption of her post, Wiktoria explained, "Do I recommend going solo? No. Not because it's dangerous, but because it's really overwhelming, and it can get too much. You can go solo. I did and I was fine, but mentally, it's a lot. Sometimes you just have to ignore beggars, people trying to sell you things, and tuk-tuk drivers shouting at you non-stop. When you're with someone, it's easier. You can just talk to your travel buddy and zone out. But when you're alone it's so much harder. If anything feels off, always walk away. That gut feeling, it's not random. Trust me, every single person I met who felt a bit off turned out to be someone who tried to scam me, overcharge me, or take advantage of me. You really have to be direct. Because if most people already ignore your no, then being polite and passive just makes things worse. This is the reality. It's not easy but it's real," she added. In the comments section, many social media users shared their varied opinions. One user commented, "It's a nice observation, we Indians agree on almost all the points. It's called constructive criticism, which many influencers don't do, just aim to show one particular side of India. Thanks for being honest, lots of love." Another said, "This is the most honest, most accurate thing any foreigner has ever said about India. Just pure facts, whether good or bad, just straight facts. That's it. Swipe left for next video." As an Indian, I agree with all these points. I would just like to thank you for how you highlighted both sides instead of just the negatives, like other travel influencers do. We really appreciate this," someone else said. Wiktoria has built a strong presence on social media with over 1 lakh followers on Instagram and more than 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. According to her YouTube bio, she began traveling at the age of 19. Latest blogs.